Grow garden, this is really bad. I just woke up today and I'm still sick. If you couldn't tell by my voice, I literally cannot speak loud whatsoever. But the game has been on a specific tool that is definitely not good at all. At the time I'm recording, it is literally only 4 p.m. for me, and as you can see, 3 different games are very popular on the platform, and Grow a Garden happens to be the third, with less than 1 million and actually less than half now of what Steal a Brain Rot has. And on top of that, it is literally just a little bit ahead of Brookhaven, which has been out for a very long time. And to me, this is very saddening because I thought the most recent Grow a Garden update was really good. I think a lot of people really enjoy this update and how simple yet fun it is, because they introduced this fall bloom tree, whatever you want to call it, bloom tree, bro. I can't even speak English. But literally every single time you fill it up, depending on whatever plant it's looking for, you are able to literally restock your shop and have a chance at even getting this maple resin, which is a transcendent seed. On top of that, it works for, fall eggs too. And heck, they even added this new version called the giant pets, which actually are like 2 times better than normal pets. But even after all of this stuff that they added inside the newest update, the game is still kind of dying. I actually went ahead, did my research a little bit before recording this video so that I can show you guys all of the information you need to see and the numbers behind it. At first, I want to show you guys Steal a Brain Rot, because as you know, Steal a Brain Rot just hit its record of a player count of, I believe, 24 million. But if we scroll down over here and set the chart to look at daily and then set it to the last month, as you can see on a daily basis player count, Steal a Brain Rot has been doing pretty good. Now, obviously, this Saturday, they actually got to 3 million players doing their little admin event. Usually, it is around that, but it can change. It alternates and stuff like that every month. However, as you can see, their graph has been pretty upward. Obviously, it went down and flattened a little bit around here, and every update they kind of got the same thing, but that is because school started, and the same thing has been happening for Grow Garden. Now, Grow Garden's graph looks a little bit different, and the reason why Grow Garden is being hit a lot harder isn't just because of school. There's a lot more factors that actually go into it. Right here is Grow a Garden with 700,000 players. If we scroll down and we look at the daily and then put it to the 1 month and 3 months, as you can see, it is a much more tremendous of a fall off. If you look at these horizontal lines, this is the 3 million park, which the game was completely over, and it always held a number above there for the last month or until the last month. And then recently it has literally been lower and lower every single update at 7 p.m. And as you can see, the most tremendous fall off was from August 23rd to the 30th, where at 7 p.m. on both of those days, it has a 500 CCU or 500,000 player difference. And even for last weekend or last weekend and last weekend, there was a 600,000 difference, and it's at 1.3 million on that one. But this new update did actually help a little bit. The game did sustain the amount, which is definitely really good. However, the problem is a lot of people are constantly losing interest, and after a single day of the update being out, it is literally falling off. But what factors specifically are the reason that the game is performing this bad? Well, to first of all start, I have to give credit to Steal a Brain Rot about this, but their communication with the player base, I think, is a lot better. Don't get me wrong, Jandel does communicate constantly. I mean, a lot of people said they hated how the Ascension system was, so he went ahead and changed it up a bit. As you guys know, it was actually really difficult to ascend in this game. Now, if you want to go ahead and ascend, although the prices in the garden shop are 2 times higher, it is technically 6 times better because it is much easier to ascend. It doesn't take all your shekels, and you only need about 1 little fruit, and that is super easy to get. Boom, there we go, bro. I got the chilled tomato, and now I can go ahead and ascend. And guess what? Now it is not even every 24 hours. It's every 4 hours, so you can do 6 times more. So here we go. Let's go ahead and go right here. Let's say I want to ascend, and boom, there we go. I just ascend as easy as that. So they definitely listen there. However, the thing I am talking about is more specifically towards the admin abuse and the in-game player connection with the developers. Not every single person, as I assume most of you guys who are watching my videos, you probably don't have Discord. But unless you have Discord, there is minimal player communication. The only time you get it is when the admin abuse happens on the weekend, and that is about it. But before, the developers used to literally run admin abuses almost every single night, and you could literally just join the game, play, and have a chance at getting some very cool admin mutations on your fruits, including ones such as Disco, which aren't rare anymore. Keep in mind, Disco used to be one of the coolest and best admin mutations you could get before. The reason why I highly think that it lost its value is because of the fact that there is literally so many mutations in the game now. I actually went ahead and Googled it. It literally said there's 40 to 50 plus unique mutations in the game. So that is so many. When the game first released, there was like 15 at the very most, and obviously they do have to add more every single update, which unfortunately makes stuff use its uniqueness, because now you can see there's so many mutations on this Ember Lily, and this was something that used to be very difficult to do. Now, not so much. However, in a game like Steal a Brain Rot, mutations are still very cool just because they have not so many of them, and it's not so easy to get them in that game. The developers of Grow Garden have actually already noticed this. I mean, you can even actually see all the mutations inside of here. There's actually 109 mutations, not 50 plus, so I don't know how they got that number. But yeah, there is so much more, bro. And all of these add a multiplier, such as this Abyssal one. However, as you can see, this one has a fusion combo, which means you need to get Eclipse as well as Void Touched in order to get the Abyssal mutation. So it literally combines. And I think that is really cool. That is something they should be implementing more of. And they definitely have been doing that in order to try and cut down on the number of mutations that you can have on a plant. And ultimately, that makes stuff a lot better, which I really like. But from going from too many little things to too many big things, the developers have literally kind of had a limit that they have reached on the amount of stuff they can really add. There is definitely a lot of things they can still do to make stuff unique, such as adding better plants, which they actually did in this update. They added the maple resin, which is the second ever transcendent plant to be ever added in the game, and it happens to be very, very good. Also, not to mention that every single update has just been purely events. I can't say it though. I do really like this newest event that we got. The fall update is definitely really cool. However, this is not the same in any other game such as Steal a Brain Rot and 99 Nights. It feels like in this game, it's always something that you're doing in the middle and not so much anything outside of that, because it's just not worth of anybody's time. And I think it'd be a lot cooler if the developers continued on adding more features that stayed permanent in the game rather than being stuck in the middle. And who knows, sometime they can replace some stuff like Steal a Brain Rot kind of does. Who knows, one day maybe we can get the mutations machine removed and instead we get a system that allows us to make pets. That actually used to be a thing inside of the I believe I forgot what it was called. The update that the Bone Blossom got added, they definitely had that. But you could literally offer a pet, and then whenever you put it in the machine, there was a chance you could get an even cooler pet or an egg. But do I think this is the end for Grow Garden? Absolutely not. Grow Garden is probably not going off the platform for a very, very long time. No game has actually ever been able to get up as high as Steal a Brain Rot, Grow Garden, and 99 Nights in the Forest have ever. Not even Fortnite, who used to be the most popular game in the world. And for that reason being said, the game is simply just way too popular for it to lose its popularity too fast. It will die one day, without a doubt. It might be sooner than ever because of the decisions that they are making. But if they do continue the same path that they already have been, the game is not going to necessarily go anywhere. It is just going to slightly decrease and decrease until it's dead. However, I will be sure to still stay on this game, continue making content for you guys that you enjoy, and obviously provide with all the information that you need. I still think Grow Garden is still so unique for how like simple of an idea it is and how cool you can make your gardens. I really do hope though that they can move in a very cool direction with the way that they, do mutations and stuff, because keep in mind, mutations are literally the core of the game. Without mutations, you just being able to plant plants, that's not really crazy. I think the developers can do stuff. They don't even really have to add any more new mutations. They can just work with the hundreds of ones that they already have in the game and just make it get obtained in current and cooler ways. And they already have been actually kind of doing this. If I take an event lantern to the middle and go to the, I believe, the fall pets right here, you can see there is pets such as the space squirrel that gives you the void touch mutation. The void touch mutation has literally been in the game for as long as I can remember. It has been in the game for a very, very long time, and it just now gives it to you. I think that's cool. It prevents the game from spamming mutations onto your plants, and I definitely think it's very unique. You never know. Grow Garden could be one idea away from becoming the most popular game again. But for now, Steal a Brain Rot has officially earned that title. Congratulations to them. I never thought that Tralalero Tralala would become the most popular thing in the world, but hey, it is. And something I really hope that the developers consider bringing back again is days in the middle of the week that they do admin mutations. It literally doesn't even have to like do seed restocks or anything, but just having admin mutations and admin events going on while the developers are talking to us, it's like the coolest feeling ever, bro. And I think a lot of people enjoy getting mutations that they don't have. Heck, I'm still missing a lot. However, the ones that I have already gotten, I literally don't even care about them just because of how repetitive they have gotten. Like, I know they're probably never gonna do this touchdown one again, even though it was from like the Travis Kelce collaboration. But imagine, you remember how cool that was? Like having Travis Kelce be a celebrity guest, it was the coolest thing ever. A lot of people thought we were gonna get more, such as like Mr. Beast and other people, and I think we got one more person. Oh yeah, we got Albert, but that's literally been the only one other than him. DJ Jai also did admin abuse, but I think it'd be really cool to see more celebrity guests similar to Travis Kelce and Mr. Beast and stuff like that. We'd love to have them in this game. And comment down below what celebrity guest you'd want to see, because I still think that's a very cool topic that the developers should definitely go back to. But this newest event has been really nice, and I think if the developers follow a good path of adding new updates, listening to the community, similar to how they kind of did with this one, the game, it can do better. It for sure can. Grow Garden hasn't even been like 6 months old yet. I don't think so. There's a lot of potential. Wait, I think there's a master sprinkler in stock. Yup, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and snag that real quick. Thank you very much. I also just went ahead and took a poll in my Discord server, and as you can see, still so many more people are saying Grow Garden. I mean, I do upload specifically Grow Garden content, but without a doubt, it is visible that the game is still being very much played, just not as much, because there's not much things you can do actively in this game other than the tree right now. And that really sucks. I just really wish we had a progression system in the game that you could constantly play and never get bored of without having to wait on a billion-hour time limit, because right now the only thing right now is the fall bloom, and after a certain point it can get boring, but hey, it's not too bad. If the developers keep coming up with ideas that introduce things that you can actively do in the game will definitely go back up. But in the last update, I think the peak players was like 14 million, so a lot less than the peak of the update before that, which was over 20 million. But if you enjoyed this video, hurry up and click this one right here. Please, my voice is literally dying. I would very much appreciate it if you clicked it. Hurry, click it. This video is about to end. Until then, bye. Subscribe.